So I think I just figured out um, why teamwork doesn't work. The way that teamwork sort of originates from is from school, right? Like when you were growing up, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, teachers would sort of try to contain you in a particular group, and people say that you shouldn't get to choose your own group because then it gives rise to favoritism and whatnot. It's equally bad if the teacher chooses a group for you, because usually what teachers are doing in classrooms are, whilst forming groups, whilst allotting you within a group, they're looking for balance in with respect to the sociology of the group. It means that they're looking for people who can play certain roles in the group, as and most of these roles are basically coping mechanisms of children. Like they don't have like a full built personality. It's just they're still learning. But at any given time, if the duration is short enough, they would still be performing some kind of a coping mechanism. I mean, that's how children learn, right? Like when they're like at home, when their parents are fighting, they're sort of learning the coping mechanisms from their parents. And not everybody gets to have like a secure attachment at home. And most of them, so you would have heard about attachment styles, right? So that's basically where it comes from, and those deeply influence how the team dynamics look like. So when teachers say that they're looking for balance, they're usually sorting those students out in the given roles that the teachers themselves know, right? So you won't see the teacher pairing the quiet one with another quiet person, even though when it's highly likely that those two quiet people would be able to find someone who they like, with other quiet people, and actually form functional team dynamics. Usually when teachers do that, I mean, obviously not all teachers would be doing this, but when it's usually the case that they form very dysfunctional groups, because it's highly unlikely that the teachers are psychologically healthy. At least not, they weren't in the place that I come from, at the very least. So you've got this dysfunctional group now, which is playing out its internal narrative. You've got the loud children, you've got the shy, who don't speak much. You've got the shy children, and then you've got the mediators, which sort of try to let the group dynamics run as they are. Give me a sec. Yeah. So how do you form groups when you're trying to, because like group formation at a young age is basically the best opportunity to let children know that they're not alone. I mean, the way that teachers make groups makes everyone feel lonely in who they are. Like the shy ones don't get exposure to other shy kids, because schools are usually authoritarian in who sits with whom, at least in the beginning. Who sits with whom, who talks with whom, who gets what kind of exposure to other people, and so on. And so imagine an artificially intelligent entity who's able to sort of assess everyone. Just remove teachers, really. We don't, a lot of teachers do good work, but I don't think I would trust any single person to handle 40 kids at the same time. One child needs like a village. It takes a village to raise a child, so it should be 40 adults and one kid rather than 40 kids and one adult. And so instead of having 40 adults and one kid, well, that's not possible, is it? So what's the next best step that we can take? Replace the teacher with an AI, like an AI which basically is aware of the entire list of children. The AI is familiar with how they talk, how they speak. Basically, I mean, obviously there'd be a lot of privacy issues with this, but let's be idealistic for a second here and just sort of humor me. The AI basically is able to recognize the personality of the child and what they need, I mean, that's ChatGPT is really good when it's got the right prompts to assess patterns of prompts psychologically. And so, assuming nothing goes wrong, and obviously this is like, this is a very, very, very nascent idea that I had. You're still going to get a really good result in terms of matching kids with other kids so that they don't feel lonely, so that kids know that, okay, they're not alone in this world, and then they find people who are like-minded, and then they form teams with them. So yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.